Think back to your very first memory. Chances are it starts around age 3 or 4. Maybe it's a birthday party. Maybe it's a trip to the park. Maybe it's just a flash of light in a familiar room. But what happened to the years before that? You learned to walk. You said your first words. You discovered the world. And yet, it's a complete blank. Most people think babies just can't remember. Their brains are too small, too underdeveloped, too immature. But the truth is actually much weirder. Your baby brain was recording everything. It just chose to destroy the evidence. This is the mystery of infantile amnesia. For a long time, scientists assumed babies couldn't form memories at all. Then came the ribbon experiments. In the 1960s, researchers tied a ribbon to a baby's foot and attached the other end to a mobile hanging above their crib. The baby quickly learned that kicking made the mobile spin. They remembered this. They remembered it for days, even weeks. In 1994, researchers went further. They taught 2-month-old babies that kicking moved a train around a track. When these babies returned 2 weeks later, they still remembered. They kicked to move the train. A 2014 study found that even newborn rats could remember associations for up to 10 days. Babies have memories. They can learn, they can remember. But something happens between babyhood and adulthood. Those early memories vanish.
So if babies can remember, why do we forget? In 2014, a team of researchers made a breakthrough. They discovered that growing new brain cells in the hippocampus, the brain's memory center, actually wipes out old memories. This is called the neurogenesis paradox. The hippocampus is shaped like a seahorse. In fact, the word hippocampus comes from ancient Greek, hippos meaning horse, and campos meaning sea monster. It's a seahorse, not a hippo. And in babies, this seahorse is growing rapidly. New neurons are being born every day. Connections are being formed. The brain is expanding at an incredible rate. But there's a cost. When new neurons integrate into existing circuits, they overwrite the old ones. They literally push the old memories out. It's like writing new information on a hard drive. The old data gets deleted. The same process that builds your brain also acts as a delete button for your past. Your baby brain had to grow, and to grow, it had to forget. But neurogenesis alone doesn't explain everything. If it did, we'd forget our teenage years too, because neurogenesis continues into adulthood. There's something else at play. You can't truly remember your life until you have a self to anchor those memories to. Before age 3, you don't have a stable
sense of who you are. You don't recognize yourself in the mirror. You don't have a coherent identity. Memories need a subject. They need someone to experience them. They need a me to attach to. Without a self, memories have nowhere to land. This is where the mirror test comes in. Researchers place a mark on a child's face, often a red dot on the nose. Then they put the child in front of a mirror. If the child touches their own nose, they recognize themselves. They understand that the reflection is them. If they touch the mirror, they don't. Most children pass this test around 18 months. But even then, their memories are still fragile. The self isn't fully formed yet. You needed a stable self before you could start a permanent diary in your head. And that stable self doesn't emerge until around age 3 or 4. That's when your first permanent memories begin. There's another piece of the puzzle: language. Words give your memories a structure to hang on to. Think about how you remember. You tell yourself stories. You narrate events. You use language to organize the chaos. Babies don't have this. They don't have the words to encode their experiences. Language provides a skeleton for memory. Without it, memories are just disconnected fragments, like dreams that fade within minutes. In fact, the age of your first memory tends to match the age when your language skills become strong enough to narrate your own life. But there's an even more interesting twist. Cultures that value oral storytelling, where children are encouraged to talk about their experiences, tend to have
earlier first memories. Some cultures remember back further than others. It's not biology. It's language. It's narrative. It's the stories we tell about ourselves. Now, here's the strange part. If your brain rewired itself and deleted your early experiences, is the baby in your old family photos actually you? That baby can't remember being themselves. The memories are gone. The self that existed at age 2 is gone. The baby doesn't have the same brain, doesn't have the same self, doesn't have any of your memories. So, in a very real sense, that baby is a different person. You are not the same person as the baby in that photo. Not just physically, but neurologically. Your brain destroyed the evidence. It wiped the slate clean so it could build something new. The baby in that photo is gone. But that baby gave you your brain, gave you yourself, gave you everything you are today. And that's a beautiful thing. So why does this black hole exist? Why would nature design a brain that forgets its own beginning? Because memory isn't the goal. The goal is survival. And survival requires a brain that can adapt, learn, and build a model of the world. Babies don't need to remember being babies. They need to become children, then teenagers, then adults. Each stage requires a different brain. The baby brain is built for rapid learning. It absorbs language, movement, and social cues. It has to grow at an incredible rate. But growth comes with a cost. To become you, the brain had to destroy what came before. So the first 3 years are blank, not because you couldn't remember, but because your brain was working too hard to become you.
The black hole at the start of your life isn't a failure. It's proof of how hard your brain was working to turn you into the person you are today. Those early years weren't wasted. They were foundational. Every skill you have, every word you speak, every person you love, all of it rests on a foundation you can't remember building. Your brain gave you a gift. It erased the scaffolding so you could see the building. It destroyed the blueprint so you could live in the house. And the beautiful truth is this: you don't remember being a baby because you weren't meant to. You were meant to become. And you did. So when you look at that baby photo, don't mourn the missing memories. Celebrate the person that baby became. You. Thank you for watching.